The effect of 2007, that is post-election violence, and this financial crisis has a major dramatic effect on the economic growth of this nation. Now, coupled by the increase in the price of oil, it means that the economy then went into kind of a shock, and the economic growth slowed down substantially. We have recently started recovering. The stock market has started recovering slowly. But the threat still remains because the euro crisis is still there. The oil price is still going up. And the price of oil, once oil goes up, it affects our inflation in this country. And as such, you find that the interest rates go up, and therefore business suffer as a whole. So we can say that during this period, we have seen, haphazard growth, some of it not stable. But on the whole, we have seen that the economy has managed to survive, though with a lot of difficulties.
How conducive is the economic climate for potential investors in East Africa, and what are the contributing factors?
When you now look at the region politically and economically and socially, particularly when you look at the university, you're looking at the manpower, sources, you see that on the whole, the East African region is well positioned to grow. We have a population of 120 million, and we have now discovered oil in Uganda. We still have oil in Southern Sudan, and also oil in Kenya. Tanzania has a lot of gas. So when you look at the whole thing, you find that the environment is positive and will contribute to economic growth. I think we are seeing the result of this in the form of the companies which are relocating from South Africa to use Nairobi as a head office. Airtel is using Nairobi as a regional headquarters. We have Coca-Cola has moved from South Africa, has built a headquarters here. General Electric has moved from South Africa to here. And many other companies have shifted their head offices to Nairobi. And the objective is to cover the region, because the region is now on a growth momentum as a whole.
You were once the chairman of the then Nairobi Stock Exchange, currently the Nairobi Securities Exchange. How would you describe its growth to date?
We have seen growth in terms of infrastructure. We are now trading from our offices through what we call wide area network. We have automated trading. The other major development you can say is the development of the bond market. The Treasury, the government has issued a lot of bonds, and the Treasury bonds, and the market is very vibrant. Also, the government has come up with infrastructure bonds, which are also, used to raise money to finance infrastructure roads and many other areas. The other final development, which is the demutualization of the Nairobi Stock Exchange. Previously, the stock exchange was owned by the operator, by the stockbroker. With the demutualization, it means now you separate the ownership of the stock exchange from those who are using the stock exchanges to trade on it, what you call trading rights. And that is the process which has taken place. And that's why the stock exchange had to be transformed from being a stock exchange to a securities exchange.
As an avid investor in the region, what challenges have you experienced, and how do you think they should be addressed?
Political stability is very, very important for anybody who wants to invest in the region, and we watch that very, very closely. The other thing we watch quite closely and worry is interest rates. When the interest rates are very high, it is very difficult for businesses to perform well. Businesses thrive on loans and debt, and when the interests are very high, the cost of servicing those debts can be very, very high. So that is another major challenge we face.
Now, going forward, what are your expectations with reference to economic growth for Kenya and the East African region in general?
I am very, very bullish about the economy within the region, all the economies within the region. I think Tanzania in itself is very lucky. It has a lot of minerals, and I think they are getting a lot of resources, a lot of funding from the mining sector. Uganda has discovered oil, which is very, very good. Southern Sudan, which we also now start to regard as a part of East Africa, has also oil. And we have also discovered oil. Now, if the oil reserves funds are used properly, then we should be able to sort out a lot of infrastructure problems. And that should contribute to the economic growth. I expect interest rates will also come down in the future. So on the whole, I would say that the region we look very, very, very bright. We expect, and we looked at the Vision 2030. Our objective was for the economy in this country to grow by an average of 10% per annum. Of course, we were brought back down. But if the oil discoveries prove that we have commercially viable oil, that should help this country in particular to move forward. So when you look at the resources available within the region, Uganda, Tanzania, the whole region, Kenya, Southern Sudan, I think we have enough resources. It's a question of how we utilize them. If we use them well, this economy will grow well. And I suspect the countries will use these resources well.